What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok bottom of the video. It's gonna hop right into it. So y'all might, be seeing a little another familiar background. I'm gonna get back to the other background. Work on the lighting out there. The lighting might be a little more decent in here, but I'm gonna work on it out there anyway. So what we are going to talk about today is T.I. and Tiny's lawsuit getting uh the new update in it. I was about to give it away a little early, but yeah, the new update in it. So if you hadn't seen a couple months ago, when the couple months ago was the first ruling, but what had happened? Ti and Tiny sued MGA Entertainment for basically them stealing the likeness of their daughter's group, the OMG Girls. Now, if you don't remember, their daughter Zonique was in a girl group called the OMG Girls, and basically they sued MGA Entertainment for stealing the likeness of the OMG Girls when they made the LOL surprise OMG dolls. So the lawsuit included side by side photos of the girls next to the dolls with similar outfits and hairstyles. Because if you remember, they used to wear I think it was like pink, blue, and green, and they basically used to wear them. I guess they were wigs, but wigs and things of that sort, and had like the bright colors and things of that sort. So they was basically comparing similarities and that. And originally, Ti and Tiny won the case. So if you do not remember, when they won the case, it was they won for $71 million. Now the MGA Entertainment, obviously, I don't know if it was I guess it would be considered an appeal, but basically they were just saying that the winnings were excessive because 18 million of it was for the basically just winning the case. They gave them a extra 53 million in punitive damages. Now, here's where I want to look into like what's the exact definition of punitive damages. Now, punitive damages are monetary awards exceeding compensatory damages in civil lawsuits. They are intended to punish the defendant for egregious malice, malicious, or reckless conduct to deter similar actions in the future. Deter whatever the fuck. Similar actions in the future. So obviously, like punitive damages is basically like emotional distress a little bit. Basically, like you get that on top of just because of how they made you feel, and this also they don't want the company to do something like this again. So what happened in the update basically is the judge ruled that there were no evidence for the punitive damages, and that so basically he took away the $53 million. He wrote it down to $1, basically nothing. And he let them keep it at 18 million. So now Ti and Tiny have the decision to either just walk away with the 18 million or fight back in court and try to get the extra 53 million. So to start with, I will say, obviously it's not a very public case, so you don't have a lot of transcripts on what they ruled punitive damages first against what is now being considered the punitive damages. But what I'm thinking, I don't know. Okay, so I do agree that you can probably argue that MGA's entertainment actions were egregious and reckless conduct for the simple fact is they willingly, obviously, like if you look at the girl group side by side, they obviously stole their likeness, and obviously for a reason, because the OMG Girls did have some success. But that's reckless conduct because you knowing you're stealing something and did it, and their exact likeness is like, come on, like that's blatant as hell. So I can see the reckless conduct. Now the problem with that is, how do you prove that they did this? You can prove that I mean, I guess in winning the lawsuit you proved it, but you can prove that yes, that these girls have similarities when it comes all out into it, but you can't prove that in the back room them niggas like, yeah, we're stealing this idea, like, unless you just had some type of wild evidence for it. But it's gonna be hard to prove that yes, they knew who exactly they were when they created this group. So it's I feel like I don't know how the ruling is going to work. Like, I wonder if their $18 million is at risk. I don't think. I mean, I hope it's not at risk, or if it's just like they're fighting, putting more money out there to fight for the 53 million. Because if it's just them fighting for the 53 million back, or something like in the ballpark, then yeah, obviously fight it. They have 2 weeks to respond. But if your 18 million is at risk, I don't know exactly if I would fight this one. Cause 18 million is a nice chunk. I ain't gonna lie for the OMG girls, and that ain't no disrespect to OMG girls. They had their run, but it wasn't the wildest thing in the world. So 18 million might be a little W for the OMG girls. But at the same time, like I said, if they're 18 million not a risk, then yeah, go try to get that 70 ball back. But you know, I'm hoping the best for him. I like when niggas fight the industry. Obviously, when the Drake shit, and y'all see my opinion with that. I like when niggas fight the industry. So I'm hoping T.I. and Tiny can get that 71 million back. But shit, might come with a price. But that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I do TikTok on the video, and we up.